It's a brand new day, oh yes it is. And this is not the New Day intro, this is my intro. I'm talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I just got back from my local theater to talk to you about it, and we're going to go over why this was genuinely such an excellent comic book film. Not just a great Marvel movie, but a good comic book film. All across the board, the performances in this film are absolutely incredible. Tom Holland especially is just absolutely, undeniably pure Spider-Man. He embodies Peter Parker and his suffering and everything that makes Peter Parker. He is showing his fandom by truly becoming Peter Parker in this movie. And Jacob Batalon and Zendaya were also in this movie, and they help carry a lot of the emotional weight by helping respecting the ending of No Way Home. And it's a really good start to a brand new trilogy. Oh my god, I didn't even realize what I just did. Jon Bernthal and Mark Ruffalo also return as Hulk and the Punisher, and I want to start by talking about the Punisher. Thank God they didn't ruin him by Disney-fying him or making him just more PG-ish. Thank God we didn't get that. Instead, we got a slightly more toned-down Punisher, and it was so cool to see him fight the Hulk. I love that they make a reference to how he's definitely out of his league, and he really shouldn't be there fighting him. And especially with just the way he bounces off Tom Holland. Jon Bernthal and Tom Holland's chemistry in this movie is pretty great. You can tell they're friends. You can tell they've been good friends off screen for a good long time. And this just, they sell this relationship really well. I need Spider-Man to interact with Daredevil next. I think that's going to be really, really interesting. So, Mark Ruffalo is, of course, still doing his thing as the Hulk. And there's an amazing scene with him. It's that scene that we've been seeing that's been hyped up all over the internet. Everybody was super excited to see how he's going to handle Hulk. Well, spoiler real quick. Probably should have warned you, but I don't give a shit. I'm talking about this movie anyway. He fights two versions of the Hulk. He fights Professor Hulk, and then he fights the more savage Hulk, which we are all there to see. It is super exciting, and I am down for that. That level of cinematography was amazing. And speaking of just amazing, we got to talk about all these other things that are just so Spider-Man-esque. They're pulling from so many different things in Spider-Man media. You saw how they were referencing the comic covers that were really, really cool. The Boomerang fight, the comic cover of Boomerang, how he fought Tarantula, how he fought Scorpion, which unfortunately kind of wasn't really a fan of that at first, but I did appreciate that as the movie went on because it was there to set up Spider-Man and how he has his rogues and how he's going up against all these crime bosses, criminals. He goes up against Tombstone, by the way. They recreate the cover there, which is really cool. The little montage at the beginning I really liked. I didn't really like Michael Mando being relegated to a side character when he should have been fighting Spider-Man the whole time, but this montage shows that there's history between him and Spider-Man, so he's an established rogue. It's canon in the MCU. I'm at least happy that much. Now, I know I did not issue a spoiler warning because I'm just going full in. But I'm going to assume you saw the movie. And I'm going to assume that you know who Sadie Sink is playing in this movie. And I'm just going to come forward and say it. I called that shit. I knew it was going to be Jean Grey. I just knew it. It's so obvious. Like, she's not... It's so clear that they're setting up X-Men. And I'll be real, I don't know a lot of Jean Grey's powers. I know she goes on to become Phoenix in the Dark Phoenix saga. I know all of that. But I'm very, very curious with how they're going to continue setting her up in the future, especially since she's coming back for Secret Wars and everything. And, yeah, I knew she was going to do it, but her motivation is very justifiable in this In this film, she has this really cool power where she, like, hops through bodies, and it's like possession almost. It's really cool. Rather than, someone to fight Spider-Man with his, with hands. Rather than being a very physical force for him to fight, it's a very, like, almost supernatural force. And this is setting up mutants in a really emotional and just very interesting way. It was very cool to see how we were going to get that set up. And she's mad at Spider-Man because Spider-Man is helping Damage Control, working for Damage Control, but it turns out Damage Control is the reason that her sister died. And so all of that is culminating into her motivation, and we get some really, really cool scenes with her. So yes, Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, and I think she made a pretty fantastic debut start. Also, those scenes with Aunt May. Aunt May does get a lot of flashbacks in this movie, and they set her up pretty interestingly. It helps for a big emotional payoff scene towards the end of the film with Jean Grey, and it helps establish an understanding between Spider-Man and Jean Grey, and I think that was handled absolutely excellently. So, good introduction, good debut for Sadie Sink's Jean Grey, and definitely think we should look at more X-Men comics to get a good understanding of what may be coming for us in the near future. I think Destin Daniel Cretton is going to have an excellent filmography going forward. Not only is he a classic Marvel fan, but he's doing the M. Night Shyamalan thing, where in The Happening, Shyamalan teased the last Airbender movie, and here you see a Naruto poster on Ned Leeds' wall, and it just reminded me of that. It made me feel like I was watching The Happening again, like I was watching like I'm watching a popular M. Night Shyamalan film. It feels like I'm watching Shyamalan's popularity again, but this time history is repeating itself with Daniel Destin Cretton. And he might just be, I don't know, it feels like that. It feels like those hype days of M. Night Shyamalan, only now Daniel is our Shyamalan, and we just can't wait to see how he's gonna adapt Naruto. I know he's doing that. I know Naruto is in the works, but he teased it with that poster, and I'm low-key really excited. And I don't know, One Piece was really good, and he directed Shang-Chi, so that was basically Disney's test footage for a live-action Dragon Ball, so he's probably going to kill it with Naruto. But as for Spider-Man, he is a tried and true Marvel fan, especially Spider-Man. He references Insomniac. There's a PlayStation and a PlayStation controller seen in a couple of scenes. I noticed those. It's a Sony movie, so I saw those, obviously. But it was good. This movie was really, really good. It's a brand new start for a brand new trilogy, and because Spider-Man in the MCU is written backwards, we're now starting to get to that traditional Spider-Man territory where it's a lot of Peter Parker being alone, he's suffering, he's going through his rogues, he's fending them off one by one, and he's just being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that New York loves so much. But this is definitely one of the better Marvel movies to come out, along with Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts. And I will say for sure that I liked this a little bit more than No Way Home. I definitely liked it more than Far From Home. And I think I like it as much as Homecoming. Homecoming is severely underrated, but I think this is better than Homecoming. And, man, I think it's good in just its own way. I don't think it's better than Spider-Man 2 or better than the other Raimi films. Definitely better than the TASM movies by a landslide. And, well, this is probably the best Tom Holland Spider-Man movie we have had. Maybe my opinion will change if I watch the film again soon, but all in all, I would give this film a solid 8.9 out of 10. Yep, 8.9 out of 10. So, did you guys like it? Please let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see more Marvel movie reviews or DC movie reviews or just comic book movie reviews in general, then let me know down in the comments below. Peace out, guys.